Is your Rottweiler displaying a variety of different aggressive behaviours? Maybe they're being really aggressive dog to dog, or even worse, is there a lot of aggression dog to human? Well, don't worry, that is exactly what I specialise in, and that is exactly what I'm going to be helping you with in today's video. Welcome back to the Fenrir Rottie Show. If you are new here, my name's Will. I'm a canine behaviourist and I'm the founder and CEO of FenrirCanineLeaders.com. This channel is dedicated to teaching you everything you could ever want to know about the incredible Rottweiler, then how to become a high-level canine leader that can raise perfect Rottie companions. So if you are new here, start your journey with your incredible Rottweiler by hitting that subscribe button and turning on that notification bell so that you never miss a future Rottie video. Now, as a canine behaviourist, I have extensive experience in working with extremely aggressive cases and aggressive cases with very large, powerful guarding breeds. One of the most common breeds that I do work with is the Rottweiler, and when people come to me with help with Rottweilers, it's most commonly around reactive, aggressive behaviours where they're displaying, whether that's barking, growling, lunging, or even full-blown attacks and bites. And I wanted to make a quick video overviewing what it is that we can do about that if you're having similar problems. Now, if you're having a very severe case of aggression with a Rottweiler that you don't feel capable of managing yourself, then I do always highly recommend you reaching out to a local canine behaviourist that is a balanced canine behaviourist that has experience, confidence and ability in working with these large, powerful guarding breeds. However, there is definitely a few tips that I can give you to try maybe before you have to go and spend thousands on working one-to-one with high-level canine behaviourists. Now, Rottweilers in particular have a guarding instinct and very deep ingrained guarding abilities. It's one of the reasons why we love the Rottweiler. Now, that comes and stems from their independent and confident natures. Now, in the right hands, that can be channeled absolutely wonderfully. However, with more inexperienced or less high quality canine leaders, this can often result in quite severe behaviour cases, especially around aggression. And what that usually stems from is a lack of leadership. When a Rottweiler doesn't have an extremely clear, consistent canine leader in itself that it knows it must look to for guidance and direction in all circumstances and all situations, a Rottweiler will very quickly start to make decisions for itself. So it will find itself in a situation, in a circumstance, and rather than looking up to you for guidance and direction of what it should do, how it should behave, it will start to make that decision for itself. When a breed like a Rottweiler starts to make decisions for itself, that often will be decisions around very aggressive, loud behaviours. Now, oftentimes, it's not actually sheer aggression that we're seeing. Most commonly, when I work with Rottweilers, people come to me thinking they've got an incredibly aggressive Rottweiler, but actually what they've got is an incredibly anxious and fearful Rottweiler, which seems a little bit counterintuitive. But the reason that those behaviours are being displayed is because they have this Rottweiler that doesn't have calm, consistent leadership in its life that it knows to look to for guidance and direction. So it finds itself in these situations, doesn't know how to behave, it doesn't know who to look to for guidance and direction. Anxiety and fear starts to build up. That then puts it in a fight or flight response. And because we have a Rottweiler on our hands, most commonly, they will then resort to the fight response, which is where we see these aggressive behaviors. Now, probably 8 to 9 times out of 10, that's the situation. And when we're utilizing those kind of cases, they tend to be much easier to fix. And there might be some things that we can help you with through this video, as opposed to you having to go and get a super bespoke canine behavior modification program for your Rottweiler. So the first thing I would always do in that situation is restructure that relationship between the dog and the owner. Not myself and the dog. I can achieve that as a fresh face. I can come in and usually achieve that in a 1-hour session, but that's useless if then I leave and the dog is left with the owner and doesn't have that relationship. So we go through my boot camp protocol. The link is in the description box below if you want my help in finding out more about that or seeing some testimonials from people that have had a lot of success from following that boot camp protocol. That's a 1-month ongoing program that restructures the relationship between the owner and the dog. But more importantly, it teaches the owner how to be a calm, consistent leader, how to be a high-level canine leader that can have this Rottweiler look up to you for guidance and direction. If we can fix that, that's the root cause of the problem. When we solve that, everything else then becomes easy. And a lot of people find that going through that program of restructuring that relationship, what it tends to do is, if you can imagine this Rottweiler is anxious or fearful, doesn't know it's driving this bus, it's got no idea, it's banging into all the walls and it's choosing all the wrong decisions. You have now come in, gone through that process, and you've moved them out of the driver's seat and gone, Rottweiler, move. I am in control. I'm taking over. And a lot of people find that the Rottweiler goes, oh, thank God for that. Finally, that's all I've wanted. What is it you want me to do? And I'll do that instead. I'd much rather do that. I just need you to tell me. I just wish somebody would do that sooner. And going through that process oftentimes will fix a lot of these problems. Now, what we can also do is, as we're going through that process, is quite quickly and efficiently help teach the dog what it is that we do want. So when we're talking about a Rottweiler that's aggressive, most commonly we will have dog-to-dog aggression, and people will most often see this when they're out on a walk and they see another dog. So what we're going to do is, as part of our obedience of that boot camp process, if the dog doesn't already know how to walk to heel, we're going to teach them to walk to heel. Then, once we've got a dog that either already knows how to walk to heel, or we have just taught it how to walk to heel, we now know, I'm going to ask you to do this, and I know you understand what I mean. So if you decide not to do it and go and be reactive towards that other dog, you are making a decision to ignore me. That is not acceptable, because I am in charge and I am the leader in this situation. So what we can do is, at that stage, I would utilize a correct, redirect and reinforce based approach to be able to nip that reactivity in the bud. Now, in severe aggressive cases, we will also, where we haven't got fear or anxiety, we have genuine aggression and dominance, which, like I say, is very rare. I would probably utilize a similar approach. Now, it's very uncommon to be able to remove that aggression, but what we can do is manage it. In a situation that is more common with anxiety and fear, we're not managing it, we're actually letting them know, no, I am in charge. Remember what we've been working on this last month in this boot camp. I'm in charge. Look to me for guidance and direction. I'm dealing with this situation. I know there's a dog over there, but that's not how I'm asking you to behave. I want you to walk to heel. I've taught you, I know you know what that means, and that is now what I'm expecting of you. So we use a correct, redirect, reinforce. Now, if a breed like a Rottweiler, I'd most probably go straight in with a prong collar. If you do not feel comfortable and confident in how to utilize a tool like a prong collar humanely and safely, then you should be seeking an expert or a behaviorist or someone that does have experience in how to utilize those tools to help teach you how to utilize them. Prong collars can and do every single day save dogs' lives and can be a wonderful tool. But like all tools, they can also be misused. So if you're not confident in how to use one, then that might be a step where you need to go and get somebody to help. But if that was me, I would come in, I would utilize a prong collar. When the second that reactivity comes in, timing's important. The second that reactivity comes in, we're going to do a pop on the prong collar, and we're going to let them know very quickly, and this is the correction part of the process, stop. That's unacceptable. I'm telling you right now, I do not want you to do that. Stop. That's the correction. Pop on the prong collar. We're not tug of warring them. That's useless. We're having a very quick, efficient, humane pop on the collar. It's just that little bit of a snap out of it to get them to go, oh, yeah, what's up? We're snapping them out of it. It's a pop. It's not a tug. We're not choking them out. We're not trying to dig the prongs in. They're not sharp. If we use a proper one like a Herman Springer, they're very rounded. There's no way that they should be cutting the dog, hurting them in any way. It distributes the pressure evenly around the dog's neck, imitates what a mother dog would do in correcting a dog, why they use their teeth, but they don't ever puncture the dog. They just remind, it's that pop, pop, pop. We're going to let them know, pop, stop what you're doing. That's the correction. Then we're going to redirect them to heel. I know you know what heel means, and I'm telling you that's what I want you to do now. I'm taking control of this situation. I want you to heel. Then we're going to reward and reinforce heel when they're in that situation. If you keep that approach up, you'll very quickly find that they will seek the behavior that they want, that gets them the praise and reinforcement, and they'll stop the behavior that gets them any kind of correction. And slowly over time, you've started with a dog that reacts like a lunatic to every dog it ever sees and never behaves appropriately, to slowly that behavior, not even slowly, this can often be done quite quickly, that behavior will decrease, and the amount of times that the dog ignores that other dog and looks up to you for guidance and direction increases. And the more we're consistent with it, the better our timing is. The more dedicated and the more we practice and the more we drill, that'll happen quicker and quicker till we get to a point where we never need to correct the dog again, and then we're back living in the positive reinforcement realm. I love positive reinforcement. I love praise and rewarding our dogs. But in situations like this, with breeds like Rottweilers, this gets them killed and put down all the time. And we need to be able to come in and say, stop what you're doing. This is going to get you killed. We correct that out of them dead quickly. We then redirect them to the desired behavior, and then we can go straight back to that positive world that we love. I love dogs more than anybody on the planet. I can guarantee you that, and I'm sure you do with your Rottweiler as well. And the best way that we can show them that love is to have them a happy, healthy dog that understands its rules, expectations, and boundaries, feels content and relaxed because it knows that you're in charge, and it knows it can look to you for guidance and direction. And when we have that dog isn't going to a shelter and it's not getting put down. So if anything, it's the most humane approach to a situation like this. So I hope that was helpful. I hope there was some little tips and tricks that you pulled out of that. If you've got any Rottweiler questions, from puppy training to these more advanced canine behavior modification protocols, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to make you a video to help. We've got 2 Rottweiler videos coming to this channel every single week. So if you are a Rottweiler lover, make sure you subscribe, because I can't wait to speak to you again on the next episode of the Rottie Show.